Now, first this afternoon, this is great. I'm thrilled to do this afternoon. You know how much we love the show DNA Family Secrets. Well, it's where Professor of Genetics at the University of Leicester, Professor Turi King, helps unravel essentially family mysteries using DNA. Last series, we met the wonderful Bill from Loughborough.
During World War II, 240,000 African-American GIs were stationed in the UK. Many had relationships with local women, which resulted in the birth of 2,000 mixed-race babies. Bill is one of them.
I do remember that my mum had a photo of my dad. So when I had this photo, and I used to carry it around with me all the time, even when I was little, you know. I had it, and I lost it. That's all I had of him. And I keep having these flashes like that, yeah, that's what he looked like. But I can't remember him in the flesh, you know, I can't. I sometimes wish that I'd have started earlier to find out things when I was a bit more healthier.
Well, Bill was on the programme last series hoping to find out who his birth father is. But what has happened since? I'm utterly thrilled that Bill, with his partner Julie and Professor Turi King, join us now. Turi, you're on Zoom. Bill, you're half on Zoom, but the microphone bit of the computer doesn't work, so you're also on the phone. It's really weird for me watching you on the phone, also on the telly. It's great.
I know, mate, I know. That's technology for you, see. I knew it'd go wrong. Okay, go ahead.
We're making it work, Bill. We're making it work. That's the most important thing.
We'll make it work.
Bill, we'll catch up in a second. Let me just ask Turi, first of all, just remind us of Bill's story, what he was specifically asking for. What did you find?
So with Bill, his question was about who his father was and what had happened to him after the war. So he'd been over during the war, had a relationship with Bill's mum, had gone back to the US. And I think Bill just basically wanted to know what happened and if he had any relatives still alive. And we were able to trace who his father was, who'd sadly passed away. Bill had a half brother called Don, who'd sadly also passed away, but we also found Phyllis and Regina, who were Bill's cousins, and he was able to chat to on the program. But with it being COVID, couldn't meet them.
Which, Bill, is a frustration for you, really, isn't it?
For me?
Yeah.
It was, well, really, it's been all my life, you know, really, it's been that sort of thing, you know, it's just a niggling thing in the back of my mind, knowing that, or not knowing about my father and his family, and just thinking, who's out there, you know, is there anyone out there? And, it's really been, not in my face, but it's something I've grown up with, and, you know, it's been there all my life, really, I suppose, and now, well, what can I say? You know the story, Ben, and what Turi's done, and really, it's actually got a bigger story actually since the program.
Go on, tell us. Yeah.
Well, basically, you know, you saw the two nice ladies who are my cousins, and we've been in contact with them quite frequently, and as frequently as you can. But we sort of, I don't know, they you never know how families communicate, and obviously a few things have happened since the program. One of them was that I caught COVID, and I was in hospital for 3 weeks, and when I came out, kind of all my physical issues were sort of made worse, mainly COPD, which brought me to think, like, you know, I need to try and get to see them, really. But we got married, actually. Me and Julie, we got married on the 2nd of July, and we had a lovely message from Regina and Phyllis, and after all that, Julie thought, right, Don, who's my brother, who's obviously passed away, but he's got a son, and she went on Facebook to see if he was on Facebook, and lo and behold, he was, and he didn't know about me, he hadn't seen the program, and it's just gone manic since then. He phones us nearly every day, and we spoke to his sister and his daughter, and this is going to make you laugh, this, really. because his daughter, her son, is into soccer, whatever, soccer. So during the conversation, I said, do you watch any other sport like NFL or baseball or what? She says, no, I'm a soccer mum. And she says, who do you support? And I said, Leicester City, thinking, maybe they'll know, maybe not. And her son gives a big fist pump and went, Jamie Vardy.
Come on.
It was amazing, so all you fans out there, it's way over the States, I tell you now. Jamie's favourite. But, to me, it just sort of, it brought to me to think, well, that's my family, and we're talking like families do, and I know so little about them, but we're gradually getting to know more about them because, Donnie phones all the time, and he's really over the moon about finding out about me, and others are going. I tell you what, he comes on, and because he lives in Dallas, Texas, and he'll go, "Howdy, Billy." He says, "This is what we say how, hello." And he calls me Uncle Billy. Oh. Are you there, Uncle Billy? God. And I'm like, and they're amazed because when their dad died, they never knew that he had a brother. So really, to them, it's just amazing. And you can imagine how I feel. I'm overwhelmed. And they're so nice and loving and everything, And I feel like I've missed out on a lot, Ben. But that's life. I just accept it for what it is, really. But I'm absolutely over the moon. It's down to you, Turi. All this is down to you. It's really gone on a lot more now since then, and we're kind of hankering to, hankering. I'm talking American, and I keep picking myself up. Are you okay, man? And all that sort of stuff I'm doing now. It's like, I don't know, but it just feels so easy, and I feel part of it, and it's really, really sort of brought it home to me, just what DNA Family Secrets has done to me. And
people won't have to listen to this show for very long to know how much we think it's a great show. And of course, partly it's because of DNA and Leicester's connection with fingerprinting and so on. Clearly, it's because of our friendship, Turi, you and I. And I know how what this means to you, because of course there's the sort of exquisite nature of the science, isn't there? But you've always matched the science with real people. That's what your research has often been around. But to hear Bill talk like that, what does it do to you? That work that you've done, those little dashes and those, the way that DNA appears, it is science, but it's real people, isn't it?
I mean, that's the thing I absolutely love about it. I literally get goose pimples. And when, Bill will know this, when I'm giving results, I mean, you just feel like you just want to give the person a giant hug because you know that it's affecting them and how they feel about themselves and their lives. And oh my goodness, it's such a delight to hear about how it's been going between Bill and his newfound sort of family members. I mean, I just think that's just the greatest thing. So one of the big things about DNA Family Secrets was we were filming it during COVID, and so we weren't able to do anything other than Zoom. And so it's this big thing now about, how can we get Bill to actually meet his family? That's what we would love to have happen.
Bill, is that something that can happen, do you think?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, put it like this. We've sort of agreed that we're going to meet one way or another. I don't know exactly, but it's probably, looking at it really, we've sort of fixed on not fixed a date because we don't know when it's going to happen at all, really. But it's Don's birthday on the 6th of May, and he's 60, and on that day, and it would be wonderful if we could get across for that. I know it sounds a long way away, but really, as you probably know, we're going into a GoFundMe situation where we're trying to get some funds to.
How much do you think you need to raise, Bill?
Well, it was just an arbitrary figure, but we were looking at about $6,000 or something like that. Because to be honest, the airfares and everything. I mean, I don't want to go over there just for a few days or a week. I'd like to spend a little bit of time over there because there's quite a lot I want to do. I'd like to go and see my father's grave, and maybe get a new gravestone for him because I've spelt his name wrong. And this kind of, I don't know, there'll be so much to catch up on, but the airfares will probably be about, I don't know, $2,500 or something like that. And then I've got to think about my insurance because I've got a lot of health problems, Ben, to be honest. And there's hotels, because I can't stay with them all the time. It wouldn't be fair, really, to do that, although they say that I can. They're spread out a little bit. And, I don't know. I don't know. Anything, if we could get the airfare, so that would be like a real big boost. And, it would really help us to do it. But some way, one way or the other, we're going to try and get this, reach this amount if we can. And
Bill, if somebody's listening to this thinking, well, I would like to stick my hand in my pocket and help Bill out, how will they find you on GoFundMe?
Well, actually, if they were to go on Google and Google GoFundMe Bill's Texas Dream, that would get them onto the link, and then they would be able to see a snapshot of part of the DNA Family Secrets program I was on, and it will give them some idea of the story. And it really is kind of that would be a fairy tale ending for me, Ben, because I'll be 78 this year, and I'm not saying I'm in bad health. I've got a few problems which makes it awkward for me to. If they ever said I couldn't fly, then I'd probably
swim.
I'd be in trouble. So, yeah. So I'd dearly like to get it as soon as possible, but it's just a dream. It's just a dream.
Well, Bill, the thing with dreams is that sometimes they have an unerring ability to come true. So can we stay in touch? You just never know. You never know. Somebody might be listening this afternoon who thinks they'd like to help out. I just have the great feeling that something will happen. And Turi, I know that you'd love to see it happen too, wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's the thing. And one of the things that's been chatted about with DNA Family Secrets, but obviously it's, completely down to the BBC to recommission, would be like, do we ever go back later and find out what's happened to people? But that's not on the cards at the moment. So it feels like the only way for Bill to be able to go is if people can help him get there. And I think it would just be amazing. Obviously, it would be completely amazing for him to actually be able to see his family, see where his dad came from. Yeah, massive, hugely emotional, moving trip it would be.
Guys, it's lovely to have you on the show again. Bill, I made you a promise. I haven't fulfilled it yet. Just it's been a bit of a delay. I promised I'd buy you a pint in a pub in Loughborough. We'll make that happen. Stay on the line, and we'll make that happen one Friday lunchtime, and we'll do it sooner rather than later. Maybe, Turi, you can maybe come and join us.
I would love to.
So we'll go for lunch. Let's go. We'll go for lunch.
Let's go for lunch.
Yeah, let's do it. It sounds like an idea.
That'd be absolutely brilliant, Ben. Honestly, I'd just like to point out, Ben, that I'm a bit of an old-fashioned person, really, and asking for help doesn't sit well with me. But my desire to go and meet my family overcomes any reluctance I've got to ask for some help, and my kids seem to think that this is the new way of obtaining some help. But I'll be really, really grateful to anyone, and I don't expect. And this is hard times now for everybody, and I don't expect them to put their hand in the pocket when they can't afford it. And really,
Bill,
really
Leicestershire took you to our collective hearts when we saw you on that show. You are a thoroughly decent and kind man, and I have a complete faith that the universe will help sort it out one way or another, and we'll keep in touch. Stay on the line. We'll all go and have lunch. We'll figure something out. It's great to talk to you, Bill. I'm so thrilled that things are working out so brilliantly. It's good to talk to you again. Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Turi.
No problem.
See you. There you are, Turi King, Professor Turi King, and Bill from the great show DNA Family Secrets. You can catch it if you want to online, of course. And if you think you might want to help, or you've got a solution to Bill trying to meet his family in the States, Bill's Texas Dream is where you'll find it online. It's 25 minutes past 2. You're listening to BBC Radio Leicester.